So here we are entering the last month of the year, and we're just looking at where's the market today versus where we've been and where it's going. And it's very interesting, all the data points that are coming out. What we're seeing right now is somewhat of a pause in the market, and I don't think that that's unusual for anybody who's paid attention to anything on online as regards to real estate. Sellers are still selling, buyers are still buying. They're just taking a lot longer to make decisions. That's not necessarily true in all cases, but the majority. So sellers are still asking for somewhat aspirational numbers sometimes when they're listing their homes, and they're going to sit a bit longer. Buyers are a little bit more on the fence right now between affordability, which rates have come down, and with any luck, they'll continue to trickle down into next year. But that's also a struggle of the news media is saying that the home rates, home values are going to drop 15 to 20% or 10 to 20% or whatever it is over the next year. So should buyers pause and wait till the market drops before entering and buying, getting off the fence, or should they make a decision now? And I think the biggest thing that's causing all the pause and panic is there's fear, and it's creating indecision. So a lot of people are still out there, they want to buy a home, but they're just not sure if right now is the right time. I would say on the other side of that, the data that's come out, and it was very interesting to hear just today, that home appreciation has kind of leveled off. And I say it went up really high at the beginning of the year. And then, as we know, everything was going crazy through May, June. And since then, it's trickled down a little bit. So deceleration of appreciation has happened over the summer into the fall, now into this last part of the year. Well, what we also are noting is that the rate of the deceleration has slowed. So it's a little still too early to tell 100%, but we could have already reached the bottom in our market in terms of how low will prices go. So they were down about 2.9% from May, and now another 0.09%. So if this trend continues, we actually could be kind of where that's going to level out. Now, how much appreciation from here we go, I don't know. That could be flat throughout the next year. It could go up a little bit. The forecasting is anywhere between 3% to 5%, which is actually our average in a normal, non-pandemic, non-fueled by all this craziness year. So that's all just data points that we're watching for now. So as it pertains to this potential, at least according to the news media, of home values dropping from anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20% going into next year. The reality is no one's calling for that. There's no data that's pointing that that's actually going to happen. So there's nothing, at least in the information that we could see, dictating that. But I will say that if you were worried about that and you purchased a home this year, if home prices did drop, let's say 5%, you're really looking back to February of 2021, February 2022, this year's February, of where you'd be with your value. And if it dropped 10%, it'd be through November of 21. So if you've purchased in that time frame, you still really hadn't lost anything. You may just not have gained anything. But again, no one's calling for that at this time.